I'm Joanna. Welcome to my missredfox paper art channel. In today's video, I'll show you how to make a little Japanese step binding notebook with paper and book linen covers. It will look something like this. Here's the paper, here's the book linen. But before I begin, if you'd like to learn more about bookbinding and you also like paper crafts in general, I'll be happy if you like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any new video. Thank you so much. These are the materials that you'll need. 2 larger and 2 small pieces of cardboard, 2 pieces of paper for the covers. This is cavallini paper with the map of London, 2 pieces of end paper, a pile of 50 sheets of white paper, or how many you want to use, 2 pieces of book linen. I cut them from this one, and I'll explain to you in a second why I cut them like this. Thread and a needle. I use linen thread for this. Moreover, you will need a template to make the holes, a loose piece of paper as large as the paper in the pile that I showed you before, an awl, scissors, a pencil, a bone folder, a punch, glue and a brush, and 2 clips. You will also need some waste paper to glue on it. Now, why is the book linen cut like this? I've explained to you in the video about this notebook that if you wrap something, paper, book linen, fabric, whatever, around cardboard, you'll have 2 bulky corners. So the material will be too much around the corners when you fold these around the cardboard. So this is why you have to cut these corners away here and these corners from the paper afterwards as well. And this piece of book linen is so short and not so long because we only use it for the spine. Here we will use paper. In this case, this is what the template was for. I used a large piece of fabric for the whole notebook. But now we want to make book linen and then paper. I will start by folding this to the half, to the middle. And then I will glue this one here and this one here with a gap of 0.5 centimeters. So I will apply a little bit of glue on this side, just a thin layer, and then place this one vertically in the middle. Now I need a 0.5 centimeters gap between these. I can eyeball it, or I can measure it, or I use this one, it's 3D printed, to line everything up. Then a little bit of glue on this flap and glue it over, and a little bit of glue here. And now you only need glue here. And before I glue this, I will push these 2 corners to the inside just a little bit. Then I can flip this over and press everything with my bone folder. Also in the hinge here, in here. Now I should glue the paper, but before I do this, I like to make the holes. If I make a mistake here, I don't want to throw away precious and perhaps expensive paper. So this is why I first make the holes and then glue the paper. I will make the holes in this part of the cover, more or less in the middle between this line and this line. So I have my template here. This is the 4-hole pattern, and the spaces between the holes are equal. So I align my template with my cover and mark the holes with a pencil. If the book linen is too dark, I would use a white gel pen. Now I take my punch. I could also use an awl, like traditionally what they do in Japan, but I use this punch and make holes according to the template. Okay, so now we are done, and now I can glue the paper. I will apply glue on the cardboard because it's a little bit thicker than my paper and it won't curl so fast. So from the middle to the edges, not too much, but see that you have enough glue on the edges and on the corners. Not here. For this, I'll apply a little bit of glue here. And then I have to put this here. To know where I put it, I like to have the same space here and here. So what I do, I fold this one, and now I know exactly where to place this paper. See that it's straight. You can still move it a little bit. Take your bone folder and press it firmly. It sticks. Now these edges have to be cut away, like here, the red parts. So I could measure it and cut, or I take directly my scissors and try to cut in a 45 degrees angle. Now I have to apply glue here and here and here. See that you don't put your nice paper over some glue. And now a little bit of glue here. Flip this over and press. A little bit of glue here. Flip over. Push these two to the inside. A little bit of glue here. And press. Now only the end paper is missing. So I will put some glue here on my cardboard. And here a little bit. And what I do now is take my end paper, press it firmly with my hand, and apply glue on all edges. Take care when you take it off. And now you can glue it here. I will glue it after the hinge. So equally spaced to the edges, and you can move it a little bit as long as the glue is not dry. Not centered yet, more or less like this, and then press firmly with your bone folder the edges, and here where the book linen ends, and here and here. Now this has to go into the book press. You repeat this with the other cover, and then we'll bind everything. Now I have to mark the holes on this piece of paper to have it as a template for the pages. and I have to decide which cover is the front one. I think this one with Regent's Park looks nicer. So I'll turn the back cover, put this piece of paper here, put the upper cover over it, open it and see that everything is lined nicely. And then I can mark the holes here. And now I have the template for my pages. First I will punch the holes here. And then I will use this as a template for my pages. I have 50 pages, 50 sheets in total. Split it in two, 25 and 25, because the punch cannot punch such a thick pile of paper. So first I will work with this one. Align everything as perfectly as I can, and then take lip clips and fix everything together. Now I can use this one to punch the holes. You can use the awl to push eventual bits of paper that are stuck here in the holes, and then repeat with the other pile. Align everything, clip together, and punch. Bits of paper, and now we are done. Oops, I don't need this one anymore. Only my two piles of paper. Put them together, and now we can bind the book. I now have to sandwich the paper between the covers and bind everything. My problem is that the covers are not really dry yet. And I want to show you a trick, what to do if you don't have enough time to let the covers dry overnight or for 1 or 2 days and then bind everything together. You will have to use something like a piece of plastic between the paper and the covers, because if you put covers that are not dry yet over the paper, this paper, the first sheets here and the others on the back side, will curl. So I will put the plastic between this and then put everything in the press. I will now take my pile of paper and align everything as perfectly as I can, and take one clip and clip this long edge. Then I'll take my back cover and align everything and clip together. Then I take my front cover, align everything and clip together. And then I can take another clip and use it here. I can open this one and put the plastic sheets where they belong, here, and one on the back side. And clip here, and clip here. And now I can bind. I'll show you here how it looks like a sandwich. I use linen thread. I don't wax it because I like how it feels. And for this height, it's 10.5 centimeters I've made the experience that 60 centimeters of first thread are enough. So I'll start on the back side in the second hole, and I'll go to the front. Leave a tail of about 10 centimeters here, which I can clip so it doesn't slip away. And then I come back over the spine in the same hole, from the front, from the back to the front, and pull tight. I will enlarge this a little bit so you can see better. The idea of Japanese binding is that all those gaps have to be filled with thread. So now we go from the second hole to the third one, from the front to the back, and pull tight, and over the spine again, from the front to the back. Now we're on the back side. We go from the third into the fourth hole, from the back side to the front side, over the spine, and again to the front, and pull tight. I could now go back, but I also do around the edges. So here around the long edge, and again in the fourth hole from the back side to the front side. Pull tight. Now I close this gap into the third hole from the front to the back. On the back side, I close this gap into the second hole from the back side to the front side. We are on the front again, into the first hole, from the front to the back, around the spine, again from the front to the back side, first hole. Now around the wrong edge, again first hole from the front to the back, and lastly this gap, second hole from the back to the front. And now I have to go back in the same hole, but then my thread would go out, so I have to put it underneath one of these and then in the hole, so now it can't slip away. And all I need to do now is to make the knot, and to have a stable one, left side over the right side, and then right side over the left side. And then I have a scissors with a very sharp tip. I push the knot a little bit inside a hole and then cut. And it looks like this. And now I can put this sandwich of paper, plastic covers into the book press to let it dry. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video, and if so, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos on bookbinding and paper crafting soon. If you have any questions, just write them down in the comments and I'll answer them as fast as I can. Thank you so much.